Hello Darts Nuts, welcome to Darts Review channel. So in this video I'm going to be doing a quick review of the Shot Collab AURIC darts, and as I mentioned when I did the preview, the Shot Collab range is a collaboration between Shot Darts, various shops and people, players and what have you, and you can only buy the darts exclusively from that particular shop. So these are the Dartshopper ones, so I'll put the link up in the description. So let's check them out. Right, so they're only in steel tip and only in 22 gram in this version, but as I mentioned in the preview, there's a 24 gram version which is in a red colour, and I think it's exactly the same barrel, just heavier, and 90% tungsten, and the retail price on Dartshopper is £51.95. So once again, it comes in the Shot slimline cardboard packaging. I think the boxes are all the same, but you just have the different label there. And as you can see, Dartshopper AURIC. And inside you've got the foam inlay holding everything in place. And these come supplied with the Shot lock nylon stems, slightly different ring to what is on the other ones that I've shown before. And it looks to me like it's a number 2 standard flight. Normally it's a small standard, and I think that's still cut out for the small standard size because it's quite a bit bigger there, so it looks like they've had to just squeeze them in. But there you go. That's fitted with a black quarter point. It's a kind of a tapered torpedo style. Got the front half, which is a fairly long taper, and then it gets wider, and then a kind of like a very subtle taper towards the rear, and it's got some gold tie coating in the grooves, as you can see, and quite a mix of thin ringing grooves and slightly pronounced ones. I think those ones may be just ever so slightly more pronounced than the ones in between, so it gets a little bit of grip on there, but not super grippy. And the rings on the rear section, it's kind of like scalloped rings, so like the edges of the rings are a little bit more pronounced, so I think it's definitely more grippy on the rear part. But we'll have a super close look at that in a minute. And it's fitted with the Shot lock nylon stems, and not often you see the Shot darts coming with a standard shape number 2 flight, but there you go. So that's the full setup of the AURIC. Let's have a super close look at it. So you've got this tapered front, which is very shallow angled shark rings, and you can just about see the slight angle on the rings there, kind of mixed in with normal rings, so it's not like super grippy, but there's a little bit of edginess there, so you get a little bit of traction. And you've got the gold tie coating in the grooves, and then as you move further towards the middle, you've got these kind of like scalloped shaped rings, and then these bands with the raised rings either side and the kind of grooves in the middle, and that's pretty much the grip right to the end of the barrel. So there you go. That's the super close look at the Dartshopper and Shot Collab AURIC darts. The darts fit with a black coated 29mm point. You've got a small smooth section at the very front, 2.2mm, and then the next section is made of the kind of flattish shallow shark style rings in pairs, and then the slightly wider rings in between, slightly pronounced, 18.1mm for that. The rest of the barrel is made of these scallop rings with the kind of bands with the grooves and the raised rings either side, 27.7mm, length 48mm, widest 7mm. .07 grams, 22.07 grams again, and 22.07 grams, so perfectly match weighted, full setup, 23.63 grams. Here's the balance with barrels only, and this is the balance with the supplied setup. There's little bits of grippiness when the rings are slightly pronounced, but overall it's just medium to just slightly above, so 5.5 at most. Right, let's give them a throw and see how they go. As usual, one dart at each double, and these are my first throw with them. I'm holding it on the taper first I should say. Actually gone through the air quite nice. Didn't feel too bad there. Grip level, it's not too bad actually, and I think it's like a little mixture of very flattish shark rings and slightly pronounced normal rings, so there's a little bit of traction on it. Although I am getting quite a lot of spin, like, which is kind of unusual. Yeah, got one at last. It's quite a zippy flying dart though. But normally I don't think I'd be getting a dart like this, because I don't always get on with like the tapered parts, but I don't know, this one feels as if I might get used to it after a while. Just the way it's spinning off my fingers, it's spinning quite a lot. Well, flew better than I was expecting there from the taper. Try the midsection now, so it's kind of like scallop rings and a inverted or slightly less wider band section with micro rings. Still getting a lot of spin. That one wasn't so much. Quite a nice balance on it though. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Fallon Sherrick style of dart. A slightly shorter version of that maybe. I didn't feel too bad throwing it from there, but I'll try it from the rear section, which is taper and thinner, but it's still got the same kind of scallopy ring grip. Oh, wrong double. Oh, 25. One more throw from there, just at the trebles, if I can hit any. Probably not. Oh, yeah, well, but could be an all-rounder style dart, but I think in terms of the balance, mid is definitely the sweet spot, but it didn't feel too bad throwing it from the rear grip, but maybe in terms of the grip level, it's just ever so slightly more grippy on the rear half, but I think I could probably quite get used to it from the front. It was quite a zippy flying dart, but I did get a lot of spin off it, so I find that a little bit unusual, because usually that normally only happens when I get really grippy darts, so unless I'm just having one of them weird days where my thumb's just not sitting on it right. It's a weird thumb day today. But quite a neat looking dart. So there you go, that's the Shot Collab AURIC darts. I'll see you in the next one. Happy darting.